大先生、本日は、インタビューご参加いただきまして、誠にありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。
ありがとうございます。それではですね、2021年度、国際活動協力賞、受賞者、大建国先生、香港理工大学ご所属でございます。2021年度、国際活動協力賞おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
それでは、まず大先生自己紹介をしていただいてから、ご自身の活動をご紹介いただこうと思います。よろしくお願いします。
はい、わかりました。皆さん、はじめまして、香港理工大学の大建国と申します。この度、JSC からOutstanding International Collaboration Award という受賞をさせていただきまして、ありがとうございました。本当に光栄でございます。私は、北海道大学土木学会の博士を課程を卒業して、その後研究員の職を受けて、今は香港理工大学の教授に至りました。日本での経験を生かして、日本と香港および中国の大陸の土木分野の交流を深めていけるように、これからも精一杯貢献したいので、引き続きどうぞよろしくお願いします。
はい、ありがとう
So
ござい
maybe
ます。
I need to switch to English, right? Okay.
Okay.
I can speak again in English. Okay. In English, a little bit longer. Okay. So I think, dear friends and colleagues, good afternoon. So my name is Jian Guodai. So now I'm a full professor at the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering, the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. It's really my great honor to be granted the GSC Outstanding International Collaboration Award, which is definitely, I think, one of the best in my life. So I treat this recognition of my efforts in promoting the technology exchanges in the area of civil engineering between Japan and Hong Kong, as well as mainland China, and many other international activities I have been involved, such as through International Organization for Standardization, ISO, Asian Concrete Federation, etc. So in fact, I pursued my PhD study in Hokkaido University, starting from 2000. So after my graduation in 2003, I worked as a postdoctoral fellow at the same university for 2 years. And then I moved to Port and Airport Research Institute at Yokosuka in 2006. So in 2008, I came to Hong Kong and joined the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. So in fact, you see, I stayed in Japan for 8 years. So here allow me take this opportunity to thank many Japanese colleagues for their kind and long-term support and friendship during the various collaborations. Please allow me to name a few among many of others. So Professor Tamon Ueda, who was my PhD supervisor at Hokkaido University. So Professor Yokoda Hiroshi, who is my supervisor at Port and Airport Research in Japan. Professor Kanakubo Toshiyuki at Tsukuba University. Dr. Nagai Kohei at the University of Tokyo. Professor Maekawa Koichi from National Yokohama University. Professor Ishida Tetsuya from University of Tokyo. Also, Dr. Yokoda Srie Hiko from Fukushima Concrete Company. So I think we have many other Japanese colleagues who give me various support and during this many collaborations. So I just want to take this opportunity thank them for their long-term support and friendship. I think without their support, I think I cannot make any achievement like today. Yeah, I think that's my self-introduction. Yeah.
はい、ありがとうございます。
So you mentioned that you have prepared a PowerPoint to share with us.
Okay. So I think the first slide just show, briefly, my experience, from my university study in mainland China, and then to Japan, and then to Hong Kong. Okay, as you see, I had my undergraduate study, in Dalian University of Technology. In 2000, I moved to Hokkaido and joined Professor Ueda's group. And then after my graduation with PhD degree, then I had 2 years postdoctoral fellow research experience in the same university. And fortunately, I got a chance to join, the Life Cycle Management Research Center of Port and Airport Research Institute, which is located in Yokosuka. So that's why I know Professor Yokota very well. He was my boss. He was my boss. He always brought us for good drinking. Okay. So, and then in 2008, there was an opportunity. So Hong Kong Polytechnic University recruiting, new staff. Then I was selected and joined the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. And I think this is the 14th year. Okay, so for me, I mean in Hong Kong. So in fact, during this 14th year, as I mentioned, I went to Japan very often. So to join various, technical committees and even sometimes, technical tools. I brought 2 batches of PolyU students to join some earthquake, technical tool, I think, which was hosted by National Yokohama University. There is a Sakura plan, right? I think Sakura what plan? I think is organized by JSPS. So in fact, I led twice our student, and we went to National Yokohama University. We had, and also in 2013, I went to, after I was promoted to associate professor, I went to Tokyo University, Seisan Sangyo Kenkyu, and stayed there for 2 months. And then, now I work in this, department, civil and environmental engineering. So I was promoted to professor in 2018. Okay, so in total, I have stayed in Hong Kong for 14 years already. Yeah. So, but of course, during these 14 years, I had many opportunities to collaborate with Japanese colleagues. Even I think we still have many ongoing, collaboration activity. So in terms of my research area, so as I just mentioned, the first area, also my major area, so is fiber reinforced polymer composites, shortly FRP. FRP composites for strengthening of existing structures. So in fact, I spent 5 years in Hokkaido in this particular area. I got my PhD, and also, also I'm quite actively involved in the, ISO activity. I think Japanese, scholars, they are very active, in this particular, subcommittee, so-called subcommittee 6. Okay. Also, sorry, TC71. Under TC71.
Concrete.
Yeah, we have many subcommittees. SC6 just one, focusing on non-traditional reinforcing material for concrete. So FRP is one of their focus. Yeah. So now I'm working with Professor Kanakubo from Tsukuba University. So he is the chair of this subcommittee, and I'm the committee manager. And Professor Ueda is the chairman of the TC71. Okay, this is first important area. So I think I work closely with the Japanese colleagues. Yeah. Of course, recently we had some change. This we shift, FRP to so-called FRCM, so-called fiber reinforced cementitious matrix system. So in fact, to produce those kind of so-called ECC, very ductile cementitious material, shortly we call the ECC in Japan, maybe we call the high performance FRC, HP FRC. In fact, this is also one, contents under NC6. We are also producing various technical guidelines on this new, ECC material. Especially I collaborate with Japanese Fiber Industry Association, Senyi Kyokai. Yeah. So in fact, they are very actively involved in making, producing international guidelines for the use of those high performance fiber for producing, cementitious composites. I think there are a few international guidelines under development. Okay, so this is, I think, second area. Third area, yeah, as I mentioned, that now is a ongoing research activity. So I collaborating with University of Tokyo, Professor Ishida Tetsuya. So, and also with Fukushima Concrete, Dr. Yokoda. Okay, so we are trying to producing this artificial aggregate using industrial waste like fly ash. So in Hong Kong we have slag. Okay, so we're using some chemical activator to activate this precursor material and produce this artificial aggregate. So with this, irregular shape, and also we also produce fine artificial aggregate. Okay. And we can using this coarse artificial aggregate to produce concrete, so reach very high concrete strength. And also we're using this fine artificial aggregate to produce high performance and very ductile cementitious composites. So I think we have very good collaboration. Maybe next year we will explore, China most so-called Kagaku Gijitsubu and also JICA. Okay, and next year I think we will try to apply a joint research project regarding this artificial aggregate, also in collaboration with the University of Tokyo. Yeah, this is I think to produce a sustainable concrete, green concrete. I think it's also a very important mission for our civil engineering professions. Yeah. And the final slide I want to share with you is something coating for preventive coating for concrete. In fact, I started this job when I was in Paris. So because Paris is dealing with port structures, so corrosion is a big problem. So how to using this protective coating to prevent corrosion and water penetration into port structure. In fact, it was an important task. So I started this work. So when I was in Japan, and after I came to Hong Kong, I continued this topic, and especially, focusing on developing multifunctional coating. So not only make it waterproofing, but also we try to, because in Hong Kong, we have a lot of high-rise building and public housing. So, and Hong Kong is a very hot region and also humid. So we have very hot summer, like today is very hot. So we use a lot of air conditioning. But once you use a lot of air conditioning, then it causes a lot of trouble. You're using a lot of fossil, resources, material. It causes, urban heat island effect. Okay, and also, even, bring negative effect to global warming. So I'm trying to develop a multifunctional coating, so which make it not only waterproofing, self-healing, but also energy saving. As you can see here, if we paint our coating, So onto the surface of concrete structures. So the surface temperature can be significantly reduced. Okay, so you can see in daytime,
Right.
so our surface temperature compared to air temperature can be reduced by 6 degrees. In night, compared to the air temperature, our surface temperature can be reduced by 4 degrees. So through this temperature reduction, we hope we can reduce air conditioning consumption for buildings in Hong Kong. Of course, maybe beyond, okay, the rest of China and even the rest of the world. We hope we can contribute a more sustainable concrete building and infrastructure and a sustainable, build environment. Okay, this is I think some major theme in which I still have very strong collaboration with Japan through research collaboration and also international, community activity. Okay, through ISO, Asian Concrete Federation, okay, and so on. Yeah, that's a very brief, introduction from my side. Yeah.
Thank you very much. That is a really timely. I mean, that is a really needed project studies to develop, considering the current advancing the climate exchange, climate change and the heat island phenomenon. Yeah. Wow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So yes, I just I don't know how to say that. That's very impressive again. Then.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, through the interaction with GSC,
Right.
so I hope I can promote, collaboration between Hong Kong and GSC. I hope this award it's of course I really appreciate this recognition to me, but I really hope this is just the start.
Yeah.
I think I'm willing, and also I would like to devote myself
Right.
to further promoting, okay, the collaboration between GSC and Hong Kong and even Chinese Society of Civil Engineering. I think there is a lot of space, especially Japan has many very good experience, in maintenance of the aging building and the infrastructures. I think this precious experience, I think that mainland China and Hong Kong are facing, maybe will face a similar problem, in very near future.
Yeah,
I think through this research collaboration, I think so. I think we can help, Hong Kong also help mainland China, especially civil engineering profession, to achieve low carbon. Nowadays we say low carbon, right? A low carbon, a more sustainable, I mean, infrastructure and also building environment.
Yeah, I do look forward. Hearing the further development of your studies and also bearing the fruits between the collaboration. I mean, collaboration between the Japan and Hong Kong and China and others.
Yeah.
In the future. Thank you very much. It's very learning. Thank you very much. And I'm sorry that we are taking a little bit your time longer than we expected. Sorry about that. And could you, not the last but not least, but could you give some message to your junior engineers or future civil engineers who have to pursue the civil engineer career?
Well, yeah, I'm not very sure I'm senior enough to deliver messages to younger generation.
But
of course, I mean, I just share my feeling. I think civil engineering is probably the oldest engineering profession. I mean, since the beginning of civilizations.
Mm.
So I think we are proud of this professions, and also, we take responsibility, for our profession. I think I always think this word civil represents civilization or social development. I think it really plays a very important role. In improving health and quality of our life. So in terms of my suggestion to younger generation or to junior colleagues, I think for civil engineering, if you want to enter into this profession, I personally feel physics and mathematics are quite important. So I think students need to enhance skill in this regard. And also, as I mentioned, we are engineering profession. We are different from science.
Right.
So I think communication skill somehow is also very important, because we need share with idea with others, not in the form of formulation. So we need to communicate with contractor, with owner, with designer, and then express our idea. So I think communication skill and also international exposure are quite important. So, and finally, I think action very important. So I think don't hesitate. Some journalists, colleagues, they may hesitate in making friends with people from all over the world, and in fact, language sometimes is not a barrier. So I think to think globally, but while act locally. I think in Chinese proverb we have something like this. Look at the starry star. And have your feet on the ground. So I like this words. I would like to share this proverb with younger colleagues and students. Thank you very much.
Thank you. That's a great message of the younger generation. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your interview opportunity. Thank you.